And welcome back to another Sportsnaut interview. And today we are talking New York football, both the Giants and the Jets. And our guest this week is Ryan Dunleavy, who's an NFL reporter for the New York Post. And Ryan, it's two different stories right now with these New York football teams, one with more optimism, and then the other team with a little bit more doom and gloom. So let's first start with the Jets. They picked up their first win of the season over the Titans 24-17 on Sunday. They started slow offensively, and that's been kind of a thing with them now in the last 2 weeks of the year. They did score 17 points in the second half, including that game winning, I guess you'd call it, drive with about 4:31 left to go in the game. Now, after the game, Aaron Rodgers did admit that, the offense needs to get better, and he believes they will do so. It's a short turnaround for them this week. They play Thursday night against the Patriots. But if you could just share with us some of your thoughts on the Jets win and just some overall thoughts on the offense.
The Jets win was breeded optimism because the game was tied late in the fourth quarter and everybody thought the quarterback was going to drive them to a victory. And that hasn't happened for the Jets. And probably since Ryan Fitzpatrick was here, maybe since Mark Sanchez was here or Brett Favre, or it's been 10 to 15 years. And that's what the NFL is. Can your quarterback win you a game at the end? It wasn't Aaron Rodgers' best game, but he led them to the game-winning touchdown drive. He threw 18 to 30 for 176, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He'll be better than that as the season goes along, even if he's not his 4-time MVP self. But he doesn't really have to be better than that. Certainly against the Titans, a team the Jets needed to beat to have the season they kind of want to have. But he just has to be a good quarterback, not an all-time great quarterback, a good quarterback. And the Jets can win games with Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, the defense. There's plenty of ways for the Jets to win games.
Yeah, what has been the problem, I guess, with the offense? And why aren't they clicking quite yet? Was it just, a little bit of rust, not playing a lot in the preseason? I know Aaron Rodgers, returning from the Achilles injury. They've got a couple new offensive linemen. Is it just going to take them a little bit of time here to get things going on?
Yeah, I think you're talking about a 40-year-old quarterback coming off a season in which he played 4 snaps and a season before that in which he wasn't great at the end of that season. So I think it's just going to take him a while to get back in the rhythm. The offensive line is guys who have been transported from all other places who are trying to learn each other to play together. I think the Jets are definitely a team that'll get better as the season goes along, which is what you want to have. And look, part of it too is Nathaniel Hackett's the offensive coordinator, and he's not a very good one. So that they're going to have that's something that they have to overcome, that Rodgers and some of their players can help them overcome. But why the offense is starting slow, I mean, Hackett and Rodgers are friends. They know each other well. Hackett coached him in Green Bay, but Matt LaFleur was the play caller. Nathaniel Hackett's going to have to be a better play caller too as the season goes along.
Yeah, now we mentioned the Jets got the win over the Titans, but it was a costly win for them. They lost one of their starting defensive ends, Jermaine Johnson, with an Achilles injury. He'll be out for the rest of the season. CJ Mosley left the game and did not return. I'm not quite sure what the timeline is on him, for him is. But, we all heard about the saga with Haason Reddick over the summer and now lingering into the season. Does the injury to Johnson kind of, speed up the process maybe with Joe Douglas and Haason Reddick?
It should. I don't know if it will. With the egos get in the way in the NFL a lot. I mean, Joe Douglas should take the first step, reach out and there hasn't, been much communication between the sides. It hasn't been like a daily inch closer kind of thing. Joe Douglas should pick up the phone. He should have done it already. He should have done it Monday. Pick up the phone and say, okay, really, what are we talking about? You give a little, I give a little, let's get this done. And if Haason Reddick isn't willing to give an inch, then I don't know that, it'll get done. But someone needs to initiate contact. It should be the Jets because they're losing their leverage more and more by the day with Jermaine Johnson now out. And their defense is entirely built around generating a pass rush with the first 4 and having depth. And their defensive ends right now, Will McDonald is not an every down player. and not at this point of his career. And right now he's their number one defensive end, not even number two.
Yeah. I expect some movement on that front with Haason Reddick. We'll have to wait and see.
If
Now,
he's willing to, if he's willing to, it seems like he's dug his heels in even more than most guys who are holding out. And if he's willing to, if he's willing to budge at all, is he willing to take a raise for this year, or does he need a long-term extension? If he absolutely it's long-term or extension or bust, then he might sit out the whole year.
yeah, and I have seen that he's lost, I believe, like close to $8 million
Yeah.
already in fines and game checks and whatnot. So he, as you said, he's definitely dug in. But looking ahead to the schedule, see, they play the Patriots this week, then they have the Broncos. And after those games, they have 3 games against teams that are currently 2-0. Now things can change quickly, but how crucial do you think it is for the Jets to take care of business against the Broncos and the Patriots in the next 2 weeks before they take on this what could be a very difficult stretch of games?
Yeah, no, I mean the schedule's easy for a while for the Jets. It's I'm looking at it's Jets, so it's Broncos, it's Patriots, Broncos, Vikings with old friend Sam Darnold. I know they're 2-0. I'm not sure anybody treats them as like, Warriors. The Bills, which is a tough game, the Steelers, and then the Patriots again. Yeah. I mean, you'd like to come out of that stretch, 6-2. They're 1-1 now. I guess you could survive 5-3. The AFC is loaded, so you have to win all your winnable games because the wild card race is going to take probably 10 wins to get in. So it's very crucial. The Jets had lost something like 17 in a row to the Patriots before the last season's finale. That was an important win, even though it didn't mean anything in the playoff picture for the NFL, because all the Jets players were tired of us going up to them and saying, you've lost 13 in a row, 14 in a row, 15 in a row, 16 to the Patriots. Now they don't have to deal with those questions anymore, especially now that Belichick's out. It's a totally different Patriots regime.